Vulnerabilities in public voting systems, manipulation and the case for transparency. Introduction. Public voting systems serve as the cornerstone of democratic societies, providing citizens with the opportunity to express their preferences and shape the course of governance. However, these systems are not immune to manipulation and fraud, which can undermine the integrity of elections and erode public trust in the democratic process. This report examines the vulnerabilities inherent in public voting systems, exploring the potential for manipulation through vote tampering, voter suppression, and election fraud. Furthermore, it underscores the critical role of transparency in mitigating manipulation, emphasizing the importance of public scrutiny, verification mechanisms, and accessible voting records. Additionally, the report delves into the influence of media manipulation techniques, such as psychological tactics and neurolinguistic programming, on public opinion and electoral outcomes. By shedding light on these vulnerabilities and advocating for transparency and accountability, we aim to safeguard the integrity of public voting systems and uphold the principles of democracy. Potential manipulation in public voting systems. Vote tampering. Public voting systems can be vulnerable to tampering, where individuals or groups alter the results by adding, removing, or modifying votes. This manipulation can occur through various means, including hacking into electronic voting machines, tampering with paper ballots, or exploiting vulnerabilities in the voting process. Voter suppression. Manipulative tactics aimed at suppressing voter turnout or disenfranchising certain demographics can undermine the integrity of public voting systems. This may involve tactics such as voter intimidation, voter registration restrictions, or the dissemination of misinformation to deter participation. Election fraud. Election fraud encompasses a range of deceptive practices designed to subvert the electoral process and manipulate the outcome of an election. This can include fraudulent voter registration, absentee ballot fraud, or coercion of voters to cast their ballots in a particular way. Role of transparency in mitigating manipulation. Public scrutiny. Transparency is essential for ensuring the integrity of public voting systems. When voting processes and procedures are open to public scrutiny, citizens, election observers, and independent auditors can monitor the proceedings and detect any irregularities or anomalies. Verification mechanisms. Implementing verification mechanisms, such as voter-verified paper trails or audit trails in electronic voting systems, can enhance transparency and accountability. These mechanisms allow voters to verify that their votes have been accurately recorded and provide a means for verifying election results through independent audits. Accessible voting records. Making voting records accessible to the public, while protecting voter privacy, can increase transparency and accountability in public voting systems. When votes are recorded in a publicly viewable database, individuals can independently verify the accuracy of election results and detect any discrepancies or manipulation. Risks of keeping votes private. Lack of oversight. When votes are kept private and inaccessible for scrutiny, there is a lack of oversight and accountability in the voting process. Without transparency, it becomes difficult to detect and prevent manipulation or fraud, as nobody can independently verify the accuracy of election results. Potential for rigging. Keeping votes private opens up the potential for rigging, as there is no external validation or verification of the voting process. Without public access to voting records or audit trails, individuals or entities with malicious intent may exploit vulnerabilities in the system to manipulate election outcomes without detection. Manipulation through media. Psychological techniques. Media outlets often employ psychological techniques to influence public opinion. These include framing, priming, and emotional appeals, all of which can subtly shape individuals' perceptions and attitudes towards political issues and candidates. Color psychology. Colors used in media, such as political campaign materials or news graphics, can evoke specific emotions and associations. For example, the use of red may convey urgency or excitement, while blue may evoke feelings of trust and stability. By strategically employing color psychology, media can influence how individuals perceive political messages and candidates. Social science insights. Media manipulation often draws upon insights from social science research to target specific demographics and exploit cognitive biases. Techniques such as micro-targeting and personalized messaging allow media outlets to tailor content to individual preferences and predispositions, amplifying the impact of their messaging. Neurolinguistic programming, NLP techniques, which focus on understanding and influencing human behavior through language patterns and communication styles, are commonly employed in media manipulation. By crafting persuasive narratives and using linguistic cues, media can subtly shape individuals' perceptions and beliefs, often without their awareness. Transparency as a safeguard. Media literacy education. Enhancing media literacy education can empower individuals to critically evaluate media content and recognize manipulative techniques. By educating the public about media manipulation tactics, individuals can become more discerning consumers of information and less susceptible to manipulation. Regulatory measures. Implementing regulatory measures to promote transparency and accountability in media reporting can help mitigate manipulation. This includes measures to ensure accuracy and impartiality in news reporting, as well as transparency in political advertising and campaign financing. Independent fact-checking. Supporting independent fact-checking organizations can help counter misinformation and propaganda spread through media channels. By providing accurate and objective analysis of political claims and statements, fact-checking initiatives help hold media outlets accountable for the information they disseminate. Conclusion. The vulnerabilities present in public voting systems pose significant challenges to the integrity of democratic processes. Manipulative tactics such as vote tampering, voter suppression, and election fraud threaten to undermine the fairness and legitimacy of elections, eroding public trust in the democratic process. However, transparency serves as a crucial safeguard against manipulation, enabling citizens, election observers, and independent auditors to monitor voting procedures and detect irregularities. By promoting public scrutiny, implementing verification mechanisms, and ensuring accessibility to voting records, we can enhance transparency and accountability in public voting systems, thereby safeguarding the integrity of elections. Furthermore, addressing media manipulation through enhanced media literacy education, regulatory measures, and independent fact-checking initiatives is essential to counter misinformation and propaganda. By working towards greater transparency and accountability, we can uphold the principles of democracy and ensure that public voting systems remain a cornerstone of free and fair elections.